So this question says in the xy plane, a parabola has vertex 9, negative 14, and intersects the x-axis at 2 points. If the equation of the parabola is written in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are constants, which of the following could be the value of a plus b plus c? All right. So first of all, there's multiple ways to write an equation for a parabola. The question provides us this form here, which obviously is going to matter to us to be able to identify what our a value is, our b value is, and our c value is in order to add those things together. But it also hints at a different format by telling us the vertex of the parabola. So I want to show you the vertex form of a parabola equation, and that is y equals plus or minus a parentheses x minus h squared plus k, where h comma k represents the vertex of the parabola. So because we know the vertex, I can plug those numbers in. I know that h is equal to 9, and I know that k is equal to negative 14. So let me just rewrite this with those numbers involved. So I have y equals plus or minus a, parentheses, x minus 9 squared, plus k being negative 14, we'll turn that into a minus 14. All right, so what else do we know? Well, we also know that the vertex intersects the x-axis at 2 points. So what does that tell us? Well, I think that's going to help us to figure out whether this is a plus or minus in front of the a here. If I were to graph my parabola and I had a vertex at 9 and negative 14, that would be a point there. Yeah, like in order for it to cross the x-axis in 2 places, it'd have to face upward. So that means that I should not have a plus or minus. It should just be a plus. Right, so this would just equal a. Okay. So I think from here, the idea is to convert this format of the parabola equation into this format of the parabola equation. So I'm going to write that here. Again, I have y equals a parentheses x minus 9 squared minus 14, and I have y equals a x squared plus bx plus c, which means that a times x minus 9 squared minus 14 equals a x squared plus bx plus c, right? They're both equal to y, so I can set them equal to each other. I just have to now expand the left-hand side of this, so this becomes a x minus 9 times x minus 9 minus 14. All of this will remain the same. I can FOIL this. So FOIL, the F in FOIL represents multiplying the two first things, so x times x, which would be x squared. And then the two outer things, so x times negative 9, which would be negative 9x. And then I would be the two inner terms, so negative 9 times x, which would be another negative 9x. And then the L from FOIL would be the two last terms, negative 9 times negative 9, which would be a positive 81. Of course, this is all still in parentheses with the a in front. Bring down my minus 14, and this still all equals ax squared plus bx plus c. I can combine like terms in here because negative 9x minus 9x is negative 18x. So this becomes a x squared minus 18x plus 81 minus 14 equals this right-hand side. Speed up a little bit here. I can then distribute the a across the parentheses, leaving me with ax squared minus 18ax plus 81a minus 14 equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And what else can I do? I think that's it in terms of simplifying things. But now, again, let's get to the actual question. The question wants me to figure out what a plus b plus c is. Well, what are my a, b's, and c's? So here's my a. My b is the term in front of the x, right? Matches with this, b. So that's my b term. And my c is everything else, right? So that's my c term. So if the question wants a plus b plus c, I'm just going to add those things together. So I have a, which is itself, plus b, but b is negative 18a. So negative 18a. Plus c, but c is 81a minus 14. Let's simplify that. So a minus 18a plus 81a minus 14. Once I distribute and get rid of these parentheses, a minus 18a is negative 17a, and then plus 81a should be 64a. So 64a minus 14. That's as simple as I can get there. I think the next thing to do is to set each of these equal to my answer choices. Here's why. First of all, because I can't go any further here, and that's obviously not a correct answer because it's not in that format. All of our answers are just numbers. 2, we're told that A, B, and C are constants. I think that, this is only going to work out. I think this is only going to work out if A is positive, I think, right? So we know that A has to be positive. That's really the only thing we know about A, is that it has to be a positive number. So when I try choice A here, that would be saying that 64A minus 14 equals negative 23. If I add 14 to both sides, I'd have 64A equals negative 9. And that's going to give me a negative number, right? So I divide by 64. I'm going to end up with A equaling something negative. I don't want A to equal something negative, so it can't be negative 23. So that's how I'm going to treat this. And then let's erase this. Let's try choice B. So choice B is negative 19. So add 14, add 14. And you can kind of see immediately, right? 64A equals negative 5. That's also going to be a negative number for A, which I don't want. So that's gone. How about choice C? Negative 14. I'd have 64A, of course, add 14 to both sides. 64A equals 0. Now, that's just going to give me 0, but I don't want 0, right? That really messes up my entire parabola equation if A equals 0. So C is also gone. And lastly, we can try D. D better work, of course. But let's just try to make sure. So if this were negative 12, I'd add 14 to both sides. And yeah, I get 64A equals 2. And again, I don't actually care what the value of A is. I just care that it's positive. So this does give me a positive value for A. It's the only answer that gave me a positive value for A. Therefore, D must be the correct answer.